really wanted to get a video out this week, but it's gonna take a little bit of time, so I'm gonna show you how far this channel can really fall. And how else to do that besides spoilering hella old shows, so you've been warned, there are going to be spoilers. This is the definitive character death tier list that you will look back on constantly wondering, wow, this death really was that shallow, or this was one of the best deaths ever written. Nagisa is one of those characters that will stand the test of time as being one of the saddest deaths I've ever seen. From her being sick to the aftermath of her death affecting you in Tomoya. This was the first time I really understood what real pain is for an anime character, crying from her death all the way till the end of After Story. Then she came back to life, and my life was joyful again. Easily stand above time tier. This one will get me tons of hate, but I'ma say it anyway. Rengoku's death was ass. I can't recall a time where a death didn't impact me, where I really didn't care too much about it. Shit, I even cried over a boat, but this death wasn't one that had ramifications on me personally. But for the story, they cooked like crazy, so it can go above the useless tier, and go right into the tier, or should I say, the meaningless death tier. Death is one that attacks people of any shape and size. It doesn't matter whether you're small or even an idol. Death will not spare you. Some it even lasts a lifetime, like Zombieland Saga is exactly that, where being named Sakura really does hurt you. But the fact that Truck-kun came in and smoked her in like the first 2 seconds of the show really is a legendary moment that will rival every isekai death scene to get them into the isekai world, and that's why she lands in the Truck-kun tier. But a show so serious like Steins Gate, you really wouldn't expect a death like this to come out of nowhere. And Maruyu was like, hey, I'ma hang around and see what Okabe is up to. Obviously, she dies a lot in the show, but this singular death she had will live on in my brain forever. Because like the whole thing for this to happen is honestly 1 in a million. A girl trips and accidentally pushes her into a moving train. I was like, wow, what the actual fuck did I just watch? And I just remember, despite how tense and serious the moment was, I really just sat there and laughed my heart out like a chronically ill Joker. So for that reason, it can go in the goofy tier. Lelouch is easily one of the best characters on this list. Shit, even Code Geass might be one of the best shows I've ever watched in general. From zero to the whole story between each and every character, and the story arcs made it for a chef's kiss that allowed Peak to be broadcasted on our TV screens. And easily had the most impactful death from a narrative perspective and on a personal level. Because after he became the new leader, he kinda becomes a dick, so it feels like a crazy character change from the Lelouch we know and love. Then, you know, in epic Lelouch fashion, this was all part of his plan to reunite the world. Then it gets ruined, but don't worry, non-canon material, so it deserves to be put in the same tier as Nagisa. A series that realistically probably ain't really allowed too much on YouTube.
Separately! Repent, motherfucker! But I'm vintage!
But I gotta include it because who the fuck don't fuck with a thought-killing angel? And Panty fits that bill. And you may be asking, how the fuck do you kill an angel? And with that, I answer you, just slice her up and never follow up on the show again. Until now. This death really killed me, hurt me to my soul, because you don't ever really get a kick-ass thought-killing angel. And they took that away from me, but overall, solid death, leave me wanting more and more from that cliffhanger, so I can slot it right into the goated category. Our favorite car is back again, because Subaru just don't stop dying. I mean, it's pretty much the whole point of the show. Having an ability to keep coming back to life over and over again, constantly trying to fix the wrongs and get the best possible outcome. But I could really go on and on about the deaths and how fucked up each death is and how crazy and unique they make them. But it gets really fucked up when we find out each timeline continues to exist after Subaru's death. So that adds an element on top of all his deaths. Plus, this sound never gets old. There's really only one firm place that this deserves to go, and that's the Let Suffering End tier. I don't know, it's about Subaru, it's about ReZero, it's all fucked. Kazuma is the perfect person to fit this tier because let's be real, this pervy slimeball has really warmed the hearts of many, from the comedy to the shithousery the group gets into. The way he dies to get to this world, there's really only one good place for him to go, and that tier is Truck-kun tier, but then you realize it was actually a tractor. Mitsuha will always have a special place in my heart because this was the first real anime movie I had ever seen, and it was Your Name. Being a beautiful cinematic romance that I had watched over 1,000,000 times, I was sucked deep into the story and lore and never did it cross my mind that she would have been dead. I thought, hey, they were just swapping bodies in present day, then they stopped swapping bodies one day, and we see a meteor that took out the dinosaurs crash land and destroy her and her town. To say I was sad is an understatement. I cried like a baby, but she comes back, so that's a plus. This is easily one of the easiest S tiers I've ever given, so she can belong in the same category as the other two goats. L is one of the best characters in Death Note, and that doesn't include the rivalry between him and Light, which really makes the show what it is. And we don't really talk about the second half, because if if we're being real, it really goes downhill after L ends up dying. It's an impactful character that could have been great if they just end this series right after his death. The show really loses that oomph, especially when they introduce a worse L. That is just not a good character. It makes L lose that thing that made him so special. But for carrying the show with Light, he easily falls into the goated tier. While we're at it, Light, you can go there too. I've already made a short on this, so I'm gonna keep it short. Nanami has a banger death, and it really told us Gege don't give a fuck and will kill anybody. Ain't shift safe with that motherfucker around. So Nanami can go in the goofy A tier, and Gege, he can go here. Now I saved one of the best deaths for last because let's be real, people won't like me for how I rate this death too. Ace's death sucks. It is pointless. It's good for Luffy's development and to help him progress as a character and to show that he's not ready at all. Overall, I didn't care that he died because we get time with him, but it never felt like it was enough time for me to be like, damn. I thought Ace was a cool character, but his death overall stunk for me. Plus, Sabo's introduction really just worsens his death even more. They should have just given a different fruit that wasn't the flame fruit, so Ace's death, meaningless you go. We grew up watching this man slowly lose it over and over again until he finally broke after seeing that damn beach. Wanting to kill everybody on the other side to finally get the world peace they wanted so bad. I feel like there really ain't too much to say about Eren besides where he deserves to go. And the honesty is he goes right into the S tier with the other three. Look Back is the best movie I've ever seen, and that's coming from the guy that's seen Endgame about 100 gazillion billion to trillion times. Yomoto's death came out of left field, but also so realistic at the same time. You just feel the pain from each scene you're watching. This is an S tier death. The impact on the story, the emotions I felt, banger death, and it belongs in the highest tier. Now let's do some other deaths because I can't remember some of these deaths like I do with the others, so we're gonna have a rapid fire round. We have the final members of the death squad down here at the bottom. If I need to yap more about them, I shall. If I don't, I won't. Simple as that. Now we're gonna rank Goku, specifically Cell Goku's death. Honestly, genuinely a banger, but only going in Goofy A tier because he just left his fucking 14-year-old son to take on the world's forces. So, L Father, Goofy A tier. Kite was cool for the story, but for me personally, meaningless ass death. To be honest, cool way we found out he died though, if we being real. Kaori, pain as fuck, but a really good show. Absolutely goated tier. David got put down like he wasn't shit, and it just makes me laugh, so to be honest, Goofy A tier. Rudy's father, cool death, felt like it was a shock factor, but not really talked about enough to get put into meaningless death tier, so mid it goes. Iggy's death, I cried, but it has been ruined by this meme. Iggy! Therefore, it sadly gotta go in the Goofy A tier. Bucciarati goes in the Let the Suffering End tier because they killed like everybody in part 5, it feels like. At least they didn't kill my goat Giorno, but they did kill my second favorite character, so shout out Bucciarati. Whitebeard died like a fucking badass. They talked about how cracked he was and he delivered. So for that, he's gotta go in the goated tier and he died standing up. Ashgalad was trying to teach a lesson for Thorfinn, but I wanted to see Thorfinn act on his revenge, therefore ruining a moment I had headcanon that would have happened. So the fact that it didn't happen, that means his death can go in the mid tier. I put in a powerful 1-hour episode that had become the highest rated anime ever, and that gotta carry your death to the goated tier, plus it's tragic as fuck. Bro got Thanos after hitting the greatest Excalibur ever, so Saber can fall into the goated tier. Gilgamesh got sucked right into a black hole, but he gave us a cool ass moment with Emiya, so he can slide into the mid tier. Jiraiya had a super impactful narrative death, but I was spoiled because I love the Naruto game so much and he dies in Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care. I was really just like, no! Then I moved on to train with Sage Mode Naruto and beat Pain's ass, but it serves the same purpose as Aces push the main character forward to get stronger because they're not strong enough, so therefore, meaningless death tier. Mr. Aura, without him, we wouldn't get this banger show, so automatic S tier. Another is perfect for the Goofy A tier because not gonna lie, a lot of these deaths are silly and funny, so Goofy A you go. Kuro Sensei had a great story and a great build up to the class killing him. It was easily a GOAT tier. The pain I felt when the leaks dropped that Kurama had died was unimaginable. All the emotions came flooding back, seeing him go from mean fox man to nice fox man, to a point where he's willing to sacrifice himself for Naruto, so it's easily an S tier. Due to a Gamaga kill, I had to make a completely new tier for it, so here you go. School Days, what a fun show that was, and it was a car crash of garbage, easily going in the Goofy A tier. So that is the full death tier list. Are there any spots that you dislike, that you like, that you love, that you would disagree with, that you would put somewhere else? If you have any changes, let me know down in the comment section below, and I hope everybody did enjoy this video. You know, do the usual like, comment, and subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed. Goodbye.